You are listening to the Pneumios podcast, where we talk the Pneumios with our guests on the podcast, whether from different areas of Yiddishkeit and celebrities and singers and so on and so forth. This today is the very first interview and the very first episode that we are doing the Pneumios with Harav Michael Weigl. He is known throughout the entire From movie industry as one of the most polarizing actors out there. Originally an actor in the secular Israeli cinema, and moving on when he became one of the most famous actors in Eretz Yisrael for the Jewish Orthodox community. And I had an interview with him, and it was a very down to earth type of interview. We went deep with his job and his career, and deep with his shluchus and how he perceives and how he entertains and his comedy and differences. And also, we got really deep in this conversation, which I would like to say a disclaimer that some things in this conversation might be triggering for some audience members. So, without further ado, here is the first episode of Pneumios with Michael Weigl. Pneumios, oy Pneumios, Pneumios, oy Pneumios. Won't you come and join us? Oh, great, a podcast. Shh, we're about to start. All right, here we are with the legend. You guys know him from Chavlash or Justice from Above or from A Jewish Revenge #1. He is the one, the shliach of movies in Eretz Yisrael. We have here with us Harav Michael Weigl. How are you, Michael Weigl?
Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem. What an introduction. It's amazing. I didn't know I'm such a legend, hopefully I'm not a passing over legend,
No. Baruch Hashem. Green Tech has this English division, so they translate a lot of videos. So that's how America audience knows you. But we don't know you behind the scenes. So that's the point of the interview.
Let's get knowing each other. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Is this your first American or interview?
Interview, yes, I believe so. But Baruch Hashem, I'm doing once a year. Very happy and entertaining lecture with girls from all over the States and also Europe and all over the world in Machon Shoshana. Once in a year,
wow.
Shabbos Bereshis. After Shabbos Bereshis, we're getting together and I'm telling them many good stories. Yeah.
So that's how I actually know that we could do this interview in English somewhat, because all my sisters went to seminary in Yerushalayim.
Wow, really?
Yeah. And you go there like once a year also.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. So for those who don't know you, you are the image of what it means to fully transform yourself and also using your talents. Right, because at the time where you were becoming Baal Tshuvah, being an actor was not famous in the Orthodox community, especially in Israel, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very true what you're saying. First of all, I'm very flattered from all the things you say to me because it's true and untrue. First of all, I want to say that it's very accurate to say that the HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants us to use our skills and to make it in Kedusha. Of course, as the Rebbe is telling us that what we have to do is everybody with his own shofar to blow the shofar, and everybody gets some talent for any reason, and he should do with it something. So first of all, it's very nice to hear that Baruch Hashem, I have this opportunity to use my my skills for doing it in Kedusha and also shlichus. For me, it's very exciting to be a shaliach like the Rebbe wants us to be, but in a special way that I can do it. And you are very right, because at first when I started to become a Baal Tshuvah, I didn't know what I'm going to do with all this history of me playing in many places. And I liked it very much, and when I come to my Rebbe, Arav Gerlitsky, I asked him, I'm an actor. What should I do? I want to go inside a yeshiva and, forget about the world. So he says, no, Gewalt, don't do it. You have to be in a yeshiva, but don't forget anything from what you're doing, and you keep doing it for your life, but in kedusha. This is the right place where you can. And then it was like a miracle, like a real miracle. Suddenly they started to do all this factory of films in the Chevra Haredit, all the movies of Grovice, and also if you remember Moti Gal Zichrono Livracha, who did
is that the one with Stem Okshim and Dag Maluach? Is that the
yeah, that's right. Stem Okshim, Dag Maluach. Also there was this how do you call it there with the Mekubal, Nevel HaKachol,
Yeah,
if you saw it. Yeah,
yes, I did.
it was very good, very good. And then Yigal Hoshia from Nitzotzot Shel Kedusha. He started also the first movie I did with him was Chaver Amiti, and after it, Gzerat HaKantonistim, where I
Chaver
did
Amiti
this.
was before Gzerat HaKantonistim?
Chaver Amiti was before. It was my sort of an audition, and then he liked it. He liked me, and he took me for playing in the Cantonistim. It was a character that I played. He was called I don't remember now. Petrov. Yeah, Petrov. Dicha. Yeah, and all the children, they go. It was really funny because when he showed me the script, it was before the smartphones. He did a real script, with paper script. So I read it, and then I tell him, Yigal, I'm so sorry, but I want to be a part of it. So he said, why? So I tell him, I did all the way. Not to act in a stupid goy that wants to make little Jewish children to make them goyish children, So they said, but somebody has to do it, and you're a good actor, so do it. So I told him, okay, I understand you. It's for the Rebbe, of course. By the way, in Sograim, מה שנקרא, the Rebbe says when you are having a costume for Purim, all these places where we're going to be something, so be something good. Because these children, they are going for in Purim with these death masks, and then you get it off after Purim, and it still keeps going. Whoa. So he said to me, please do anticipate, be a part of this film, and we'll do something maybe for the Yiddishkeit. So I told him I have a good idea. So he asked me what. I said Petrov, in the end of the film, in the end of the story, will become also Jewish. He will Yitgayer, Yitgayer. So there is this very funny scene that you can show it maybe after, that I'm coming in the end of the film. I'm coming. It was somebody. He's called Rav Gol from Migdal HaEmek, I think so. And I'm telling him, אני רוצה להתגייר.
כן. פטרוב רוצה להתגייר.
Yeah. So actually, that's funny because I was going to ask you about Gzerat HaKantonistim because I always wondered at the end of Gzerat HaKantonistim, like, why would Petro convert? And now that's the story. I get it. Because also, if you were really thinking in a Goyish perspective, right? If you were thinking about that film, you would think maybe the best thing is that Petro regrets the children and you see him crying and that's it. But you want to add that specific part of that. That's amazing.
Yeah. A bottle of vodka would do it for him, but because we're dealing with Baruch Hashem, Yigal Hoshia, and me too. So we took the character to a step further. How you say it?
A step further. Yeah, I wanted to also ask one more film that there's a bunch of films I want to ask, but we have a little time. But I do want to bring up Kol Yehudi Zahav. I'll tell you a little story. Kol Yehudi Zahav. So this past summer, we did a play in camp based on the film. And so the Bacher that played Liol, your character, not as good as you, but basically,
Hey man,
what
he's Gili Tushan. He's the best. I mean, he's Baruch Hashem also a Chabadnik. Maybe we'll interview him also because he's a very interesting character. Yeah, he's a good guy,
but
very good guy.
so
We were together also in a very special school for arts. We were together 3 years. And through the Gerlitzky's Kiddush, he became also Baruch Hashem a Chabadnik. But what do you want to ask about this film?
No, so I wanted to get your perspective because when I was playing the grandfather of the play, and I had some crazy mindset about your character, that Liol is like literally the person in the middle. Like he's literally holding like the ladder of the father, right, to keep him up, right? Because the father is like any minute, but at the same time, he's like holding the rope to not let his brother fall. And it's such a deep like sense of like the mind and the character. How do you approach like such serious characters? And then like a different film, you could do like Chavash, and then a different film you could do like Petrov from Gazeta Continis. Like what's your method to each character that you approach?
Okay, Uziel, you have good questions, deep and good. Listen, my good friend, listen. The thing is that I'm also teaching drama for many years in a very special school. It calls Yad Binyamin for Jewish religious guys from all over the Zramim, from very light to Haredim, And the course that I'm giving, the how do you say course?
The course,
yeah, the course. Okay, the course. So what I'm teaching is the two words lihiyot sham, which means that there is a little paradox in acting, because if you come to a play or even in a movie, what do you say to yourself is that I'm going to see now a guy that he's lying to me because I know he's acting. He's not what he is. He's somebody else. But now, for me, he's pretending to be somebody else. Now, the thing is, I am giving him the credit that I will believe him. But if I catch him in his lie, he's a very, very bad actor. Okay, so this is the paradox. So we're paying for somebody to lie to us, but we're telling him, be careful, if we'll catch you lying, you get tomatoes instead of plows, okay. So what I'm teaching is how can you go from one character to another. And you were talking about like the very extremes between them, from comedy to tragedy, from being in the middle and to be responsible for many things. So the thing is that if you think about it in your life, you have so many situations between family and business and school, and the way you're acting in the grocery or in the pharmacy, it's not the way you're acting in the shul or at your home. We are also like sort of playing our lives. And the secret is that every time I'm in a special situation, I'm in it. And this is also lehavdil, not lehavdil really, but lehavdil, what the Rebbe Arayatz told us, to be pnimi is to be where you are. So it's the same thing exactly in what we are going through when we're acting. So I'm literally going between stages of state of minds, and I'm trying to keep on believing that what I am thinking and feeling and doing now, this is my life. Okay? And for this, you have also to be good at techniques, because this is very important to know how to smile and how to cry and how to dance and how to be serious or how to be happy. We have our faces It is called the mimics and the gestures. And then you have also the voice. It can be like this, it can be like this. And you're practicing to make your voice flexible, so it can give you many opportunities to be many characters. And also a very, very important thing is mind, of course. Mind and feelings. So we have many targilim. How do you say? How do you say targil?
Habits or
No hergelim, not hergelim. To practice many
okay.
targil. How do you say?
Targil.
I've forgotten I had this word, but anyway, we have like you training, okay? Like you have many training methods how to train yourself to be these things, and then you practice it. You have to practice a lot. The most important thing in acting is practicing, and it also matches very, very good with Chassidus. We're practicing Chassidus on the morning before we're praying, so we'll be hot for the prayer. You don't come from your bed to the shul and you're waking up a little bit, then you wash your hands, and you say, all the things is to practice. And also, if you come to play something, the most critical part of what you are going to invest is in the practicing. One show, for half a year we practice it. So this is how it works.
Right. All right. So I also have a question. It's actually an interesting question. Whether you can answer or not, we'll do an editing later. But there's a film that I came across later as a buffer, Heshev Levavot, and I gotta say,
it's a hard one to see.
Yeah, it's a very hard film. I Baruch Hashem grew up in an amazing family, but my question is, what was the behind the scenes of it? Because when I saw it, I was amazed that there were Haredi community members that were willing to get up and make such a film, because it is a very important message. We have also a story in America, a shliach that went through not this specific situation, but as a child, he went through a serious abuse, and he's very vocal about it, and it only came out good. So I'm wondering, like, what was behind the scenes of making that film, and also what was the perception from the people that watched it, and how did it affect you as a person?
Listen, Uziel, first of all, unfortunately, we have a lot of problems that are not talkable in our families, in our society where we live, and it's a pity. It's a real pity. But through the years, Baruch Hashem, we're starting to understand that without getting things out and without talking them out, we'll suffer a lot of problems and will be miserable, because somebody that keeps inside him all the wounds and all the traumas he has, he can't be really like going through life without having like things that going out. It's not something that you can control. Suddenly it comes, it blows up. So first of all, we'll have to understand together more and more that as a society and as a closed society, and I'm very for our closed society. I'm very open, but still we have to keep ourselves as we are. And Israel Saba and all the things that we know, it keeps us going very strong, and we see it all over now through the war. The terrible war, because if we're strong inside, we can go through. Okay, but still things went out, and it was I believe almost 70 or 20 years ago we did it. 70 years ago, 17. It came like a raise from a very deep scream that was in the shetach, in the
Right.
I don't know. You see, when I get deep, my English goes like crackle.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got this message that we have to do something strong and for real that will give the mouth no הזדמנות, the opportunity
Yeah.
for those that are silent, you know, the people that can't talk. And then they took somebody to make it לביים את זה, to direct it, and Grovice did the production. And I got the zchut, a real zchut, to play this very, very not nice guy that I believe that everybody has, you know, the range of our feelings and the range of our behaviors can go from very good like an angel to hell, you know, because we are from a lot of colors. So I started to look inside me, and unfortunately I have many places inside that are not solved, that are very bad, and this is how I get it through. But on the set, we did it very, very in control, and many scenes were getting help in the when they edited it. You know, the music, the sound, the close up or the long shot. It's very important.
The first time I watched it, I was tearing up, and it was everything. It wasn't just the acting.
My children didn't watch it until they were grown up. You know, I didn't want them to see, because for them it's a double shock. First of all, from the film, and the second, it's me. You know, so when I hit this miserable child, I did it like for the film, you know. It was very hard for me, and if you'll watch it again, you see I'm hitting the ground. I didn't hit Chas v'Shalom the child for now. It was on the ground, and it was the shot was through like tris. How do you say it? Through a shell. How do you say in the window the stripes?
The shades, the window shades.
Yeah. So it was like somebody's peeping and is looking inside. So it was like very, and all the rest, if you'll see, there's no violence. It's just here.
Right.
And because we know from the story, we are getting this experience that it is real.
Right. So I wanted to bring up the Ashev Levavot for also another point, because also we're entering the Kines HaShlochim at the time we're recording this. It's the Kines HaShlochim this Shabbos. And I think what you are doing is a persona. Also, we just came off of Chav Cheshvan, right? You're what you're doing is the persona of like a shliach going belev yam. They're literally going in the ocean, lighting the candles, right? Because you're not just doing your shluchis with your talents. You're also going out there doing things that normal people wouldn't think of doing. And I feel like when I see you act that way, I think I see your shluchis through that your mamish parents gedarim, that your mamish like taking things that, just like Hashem Lavot, you're taking opportunities that people normally want to do. Why? Because it has to be done.
Thank you very much. I'll take it for a compliment. For me, it's something like I'm very proud to be there and to serve with what I can, because I want to be a shliach as it is, you know, a normal shliach. I had this dream. I had really this dream. But then again, Rabbi Gerlitzky, Yosef Shmuel Gerlitzky, he told me, listen, don't think that what you are doing is not important, because you never know. It's shlach lach mecha, you know, you never know where it comes. And the amazing thing is, with all the modesty, with all the tznius, Baruch Hashem, many guys, from young guys to elderly, they come to me and they say, you know, this film, in this moment, you know, you touched me, something changed. My mother saw, and she told me to see it also with her. And I have, Baruch Hashem, so many really, really beautiful stories. You know, אתה רואה את עולמך תראה בחייך, Baruch Hashem, people come to me, and it's when I'm going to the Rebbe and when I'm in Israel, and I were in some places, and you never know what you are really influencing through these things. But I have to say something for credit, for real credit. All the people behind the camera and the guys that they script and everything, they have to be also in the front, and for a very big Yisher Koach and a big applause for them, because without them, I'm nothing. I'm really nothing, because, you know, a good actor is a good actor, but he has to have the words and the camera or the audience to make it like whole, like perfect.
Yeah.
But still, I'll take it really. For me, it's a very warming thing that you're saying to me, because I want to tell you a secret for everybody to know. An actor and somebody, a guy that is like an artist. When I learned. Many years, you know, I learned in the high school, and then I was in the army and theater, and then I learned in a special school of arts. So I met many artists and many teachers. One of them, he told us, you know, what is the difference between the man that has the urge to create something and those that not. So he says, all of us, now he wasn't religious, he wasn't Chabadnik, of course, but he was a believer, you know, he was a believer. He was Jewish, a believer Jewish, or whatever. So he told us like this, and listen to it, because it's amazing. He said, everyone is born with a lack of love, with a hole, with like you don't see it off camera. So with a hole of lack of love. בורא נפשות רבות וחסרונן. Now, the difference is that a normal person, he gets this hole stuffed, or I don't know who completed, with good friends, with hobbies, with good family, with wife, children, you know, okay, so he's like satisfied. But the difference is that Oman, an artist, he's born with like this, a big hole, you know? So he has to, now for us, for the artists and for the actors and for all the people that are dealing with creating, it's like Maim Karim al Nefesh Hayefa. When I hear good words, it seems sometimes, oh, you don't need it. We need it. This is our bread, you know? This is for us.
Because that's also how you know that you're doing something right.
Yeah. So this is the thing that I wanted to say thank you, because it's very important for me, like keeping it for periods that I'm not happy, you know. And unfortunately, what can we do? We have this, you know, waves in our lives.
So I see we're out of time. So I have one last question, because my family would kill me if I didn't ask you this question. So you living in Chabad, right? Is that where you live?
Yeah. Yeah,
so
that's
my
right.
Zaidi. Yes, my Zaidi, Rameshkin Aparsek is my Zaidi.
Whoa.
And, yeah. So
now I know. I wanted to ask you, you know, I had many things with him together, really, Baruch Hashem, and a very special story also. But what did you want to ask?
No, so I wanted to ask if you have a story.
Okay. We were talking about your grandfather, grandfather, or what? No.
Saba.
Saba, Baruch Hashem. Saba Kadisha.
Yeah.
You did know him? You were coming to Kfar Chabad?
So I was in Kfar Chabad twice. But my father was like the persona of Chabad of the Aim, even though he was in Shluchus in America. He would call him almost like almost every day if he can. I remember video calling him. I remember.
רגע, אני את אבא שלך ראיתי מלא פעמים אצלנו, ברוך השם. הוא היה אצלנו, אבא שלך. בטח.
Yeah. My father always came, but for me, myself, I only came twice. Yeah.
תמסור לו דש חם.
Yeah, sure. No problem.
אז ככה, your grandfather, and I don't give him a title because many people did, and they did good for it. אני קטונתי from giving titles, you know, but הרב נפסטק, רב מוישה, first of all, I had many התוועדויות with him, many verbrengens, really. It was great. So, not so many, because I didn't learn it. I knew him like he's maybe 8 years before until Mashiach will come, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Amazing.
many of the verbrengens, first of all, he did the L'chaim and he said, שנהיה חסידים, שנזכה להיות חסידים. This was his blessing, you know, and when he says it, it means everything, you know. It's inside and outside, and שנהיה חסידים. This is first of all what we have to know. Now, I heard many people, they told me that he's like Mashpia, that the Rebbe said, this is the Mashpia of Kfar Chabad, or my man in the Kfar, you know. So once I had a very big question. Now, listen, because it's a beautiful story that is with me all the time, really, the answer I get. So the thing is like this, the story is like this, it goes like this. I had a little problem because Baruch Hashem, I had an opportunity for a very good job with good bread in it, you know, as I don't know if you say so in English, but you know, a good. And the thing is that I'm maybe you know I'm also a puppeteer. I do puppets.
Yeah.
I have in Kfar Chabad, מאחורי הדבש, you know, there is this beautiful place where children all over Israel and all over the world, they come. I did like thousands of this show with Savta Metuka. The Savta Metuka, you know, Savta Metuka, okay.
So I heard of these things, but I never seen them, yeah.
Yeah, so you're invited to come to see it in the summer, you can come. So anyway, so I was invited to do something with puppets. Now, they knew that I'm already, once I worked with them a lot, and they needed me. They needed me for a special part, and they knew I'm in Chabadnik, you know, I have a beard, so they didn't need my face. They wanted my hand stuffed in a puppet, you know, this is what they wanted, and my voice, of course. So they called me, and then they say to me, Michael, listen, we want you, but do us a favor. We know you are Machzir B'Tshuvah and you're Chabadnik. We don't want one word in Yiddishkeit. We're not for this. Don't come if you're going to be like, okay, so it's.
Wait, what type of crowd was this? What were they from? What type of crowd was it?
No, they were not from. No.
I didn't know exactly. Okay, wow.
No, this one I'm telling you, it's a company. I worked with them many years for very good, and then I started to become a Chazer B'Tshuvah. You know, the sweet story that I told you has also the other side that many places I had to leave.
Yeah.
You know, we're not talking about this.
Yeah.
I had to do many changes instead of what I'm now. Okay, Baruch Hashem. I don't regret anything. Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem. So they invited me, but they knew that I would maybe say something because they know me from the התחלת התהליך, you know, from the first days I was becoming religious. So they saw I was talking with people, you know, Rebbe and you know, okay. So it makes me very angry that somebody inviting me to work with him, and he goes like, shut up and don't say anything you want to say. And if I want to say something, now, hey man, what's your problem? You're stopping me before. Okay, so then I had this problem because from one side I wanted very much to work, not just for the salary, also for it's a good company, it's a good place. I like to be professional. It's nice. It was for children. It was like very clean with good topics inside of this show. Okay, so I had this problem. What do I do? Because I don't want to go to a place where they say how to איך להתנהג, you know. And on the other side, I wanted to go there. So I go to your grandfather. So I come to Reb Moshe. I tell him this story. Then he thinks, and then he says to me like this, Telech, ve'al tagid milah beyiddishkeit, aval tihye hachi miktsoi sheyesh. So he tells me, go, don't say a word in Yiddishkeit, but be the most professional person from all the cast, from all the team.
Wow.
So then I hear it, I'm like, and then he goes further and he explains. He says to me like this, what they want is your professionality. This is what they want. The Yiddishkeit, they will ask you alone because they'll see you're not coming to make mivtzoim with them, you're coming to work. But be good and prepare yourself the best you can. The text should be, the words, the movements, everything will be. Now they'll see you are a professional. You don't come as a Chabadnik, you don't come as a religious person, you come because this is your profession. You do it very good, you are miktsoi. And then you will see they'll ask you alone things because you'll get them like to be sakranim, curiosity.
Yeah.
They will be curious.
Wow.
Now, I hear it, okay. And then I go out from, it was in the Merkozi, in the synagogue, in the temple, in the shul. I don't know how to say it every time.
The shul.
The shul. And then I go out, I sit with my friend, I had their chevruta. And then Reb Moshe comes out and he had a stick. He had a stick in, it was a period he went out. People, they tell me, no, he didn't. But I remember it was like this. And he's leaning a little bit on the stick. And, he had these little sacks under his eyes. And he was so sweet, so good. I didn't have a grandfather, never. Okay, I was born. Okay, for the next show, we'll tell about my life. But I loved him. I loved him also as like, I loved him. So he looks at me and he says, Michael, תדע לך, שאם היית נכנס ליחידס אצל הרבה היה אומר לך את אותו הדבר. You listen?
Wow.
And he said it, and when he said it, I had this feeling like an arrow is my heart, because I felt, and I never was in Yechidus, I never saw the Rebbe. I mean, I see him all the time now, but, bepashtut. And it was like amazing. It was, whoa. He said it so clearly, so steady and solid.
Yeah.
And, it was like so confusing because I felt like the Rebbe says it, okay.
Yeah.
But he said, if you would come in Yechidus, this is the exact words that the Rebbe would tell you. Now, why I'm telling you, it's going with me all the time, because now this is my say, and hopefully who hears us will take it. We have to be professional with everything we are doing. And this is also what the Rebbes, what all Raboteinu Nesi'enu are learning us, to be professional. What you do, you pray, be professional, say the words, don't mumble it, be there, mean what you're saying, have a meaning in your life. If you do something and you're professional with it, this is what the Kodesh Baruch Hu likes. This is the reason why he planted us in this place and in this time, what we have to do. So be professional. And then the Mivtzoim and all the rest will come alone. And this is what happened. Listen, it was amazing. I went, I told them, okay, I'm going. And I didn't say anything. I was smiling. I was professional. And then from here to now, they asked, אז איך זה, מה, זה, listen, זה, יש לי בעיה פה, אולי,
Yeah.
I didn't say anything, but I was there.
Wow. All right,
Yeah.
Michael, thank you so much. I just want to end off with one little thing. I have so many questions and stuff, but definitely we'll do it some later time. And I do want to end off with one thing. אתה נוסע למקום להגשים חלום.
אתה נוסע לפראג, היי אחי, תחזור תכף ומיד.
היי גוילם, כל העולם אוהב אותך. היי גוילם, תתעורר. אתה תעשה מה שאתה, לא פחות ולא יותר. I wanted to end up on that note.
The funny thing is that all the children and also the adults, because Baruch Hashem, the like fathers now, that many fathers and mothers, and they know by heart many of the films, and I don't remember it, So I know what you're talking about. Golem Prague, Oilem Goylem, but you know it better because you saw it for a couple of times, so.
All right. Thank you so much, Michael, and have a good Yom Tov, a good Erev Chodesh, and Allah brachas, Allah nachas from the mishpacha,
and make us proud. A real pleasure to be interviewed by you. You are a good guy, and you have very you're observing things. It was not usual, the questions, because you asked deep ערכים, ערך, valuable question. Yeah. And I'm so sorry for my bad English, but this is the best I could do for you. If you want me to practice my English, you'll have to invite me to your place so we can talk more.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much, Michael. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Michael Weigl. Have a good day, everybody.
You're welcome. All the best, and have a good Chodesh and everything, like Rosh Hashanah, Chassidus, and Tet, and Yud, and everything. All the best.
Thank you. Sei gesund.
Bye, sei gesund.
I loved it. I love the conversation. I gotta say, when I first started the whole idea of making the podcast, I had a different guest in mind, which Mr. Shem will have him on the podcast. And I never thought in my life I would ever talk to Michael Weigl. I never thought that we'd be able to get him for the podcast. And I really thank him a lot. Thank you very much, Rabbi Michael, for letting us interview you. I was a little nervous at first. And then when I started talking to him, all that anxiety just went out. And I just had a full in-depth conversation with him. I definitely had a lot of more questions, but the conversation was amazing as is. All right, thank you very much for joining to the Pneumius podcast. If you have other guests in mind that you will like me to interview, please put them in the comments below. Check out my main channel where we talk about music almost every single day with different songs. So check that out. And I hope that we could do this podcast more often with more guests. Mirza Shem. I think that's it for today. Have a good day.